grab my template, and now that I have my template, I can quickly put together a demo. So I encourage you to consider making a template as well. And then I can just begin with something simple. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to get my script out of the head element. Or actually, I can keep it right here in my body. That's fine. And what I want to do inside of the body is I want to say, just give a little announcement. I'm going to say page 4. And I want to set up a paragraph whose ID is going to be simple. And then I can create that paragraph so that there's nothing in it. So it's kind of an empty element. And then I want to set up a very simple JavaScript here. So I'm going to say inside of my script, I'm not even going to have my function. All I'm going to do is I'm going to say document.getElement by ID, same move, and instead let's talk to the simple paragraph and set its inner HTML to be equal to 5 plus 6. And I'm just going to give it a quick look through. It looks like I've got a lot of the good building blocks. And let's go on over to demo 4, and let's give that a work. That's good. Now, what is 5 plus 6? Does that look like 5 plus 6? Are we good? Only a few people can answer that question correctly. You guys are among those people. So let's say this, and this is already passing this around. So by the time that it renders in the browser, this script has completed. It's a very simple script, but basically this script ran without being called. So the page opens with data that's ready to go. And so if I go ahead and adjust this, 50 plus 60, this thing is going to operate right before the page renders in itself, which is kind of cool. So one thing you can say is that interactivity is something that's driven by events that happen on the page. And the big question that you want to ask here is, what event drives the execution of this code? And of course, it's the loading of the page itself. Okay, so that's fun. Let's go grab my template again, and let's make yet another. I said I would only do one, and I'm keeping you hostage. And we'll see if we can get away with it. So let's do something a little bit simple. And before I close up the video, let's just say that inside of this script, I'm just going to log, hi, this is the console saying, and what I can also do is I can say console.log 5 plus 6. Okay, and you realize that there isn't any content here. Okay, no, there isn't any content right there. The only content is going to be what's happening down there. So let's go ahead and run demo 5. And if I didn't make any mistakes, you realize there's not supposed to be any content right there. But really, what goes on is the console is where the action was supposed to have taken place. And so what I'm going to say is I think I made a mistake somewhere where these consoles were supposed to throw. And it's embarrassing to make errors on the internet. But inside of my console, I should be able to see everything that ran. And you can see right here, there's a tiny little 11 that's sitting right there. And that 11 is the result of what I ran right here. The 5 plus 6 is 11, of course. But something I want to impress upon you as young developers is the console is something that's happening behind the scenes. And the console is a great place for you to show what's happening behind the scenes. So if you've downloaded some data from a website, or you have an error code, or you have something that you want to study, like maybe you've downloaded some data from Yahoo and you're parsing that data and you want to format it for your own site. Maybe you want to take a look at that data as you're kind of grappling with it by putting it inside of the console. So the console is like a secret system out.println line that you would have had in Java, but now you have the console so that you can study your data as it takes shape and before it shows up on the page. Very good. So let me give everybody a little break. Come on back in a couple minutes. A little coffee break.